Hello all, I'm Zachary Vlahakis, your author for today's evening special. Pleasure to meet you all, Chem 101. Just wanted to go over a hot topic today. How does meat consumption impact the environment and what can be done to make it sustainable? I just want to give you guys a brief introduction on the topic. So, agriculture has been rapidly expanding ever since the 1800s. Not only has it been expanding all over the globe, but halfway through the 1900s, tropical areas with an abundance of biodiversity have been greatly affected by the expansion of agriculture. Remember this. Biodiversity loss is driven by meat consumption. This is absolutely incredible, meat consumption. Anyways, to continue on. And the human diet consists of a lot of meat consumption. It is the main cause, it is also the main cause of species extinction. Absolutely incredible. Not only does this influence species extinction, but it also affects land degradation, pollution, climate change, overfishing, sedimentation, and invasion of alien species. Keep up, guys, keep up. This is only going to get better from here on out. So, biodiverse countries are increasing animal production and feed crop production, which, as you can clearly tell, that's affecting their lands, affecting their wildlife, mainly killing them off, and that is not good. Half of global meat production takes place in developing countries. And across global ecosystems, 25 biodiversity hotspots have been noticed and contain 44% of the world's plants and 35% of terrestrial vertebrates, in an area which covered about 12% of the land surface. And ever since humans came in the picture, this has rapidly expanded over the years, which these hotspots have been reduced by nearly 90% of the original size. This means that the abundance of biodiversity is now limited to 2% of the planet's surface. 2%! 2%. Anyways, the global increase in livestock production is wreaking havoc on wildlife. This is driving the loss of species on a multitude of levels. And of course, livestock plays a key role in climate change due to the significant production of greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide. This is how meat consumption is affecting the environment. This is serious business, guys. All right. Deforestation and feed crop expansion dominate CO2 production. Some data even suggest that nitrous oxide, the largest livestock-driven climate change threat, comes from manure and intensive overuse of fertilizer. Okay. This is a big deal. And I'm going to offer you some solutions to meat production or meat consumption. All right, I can offer you some ideas on how to make meat sustainable and what we can do to change that. All right, you as an individual can change it. And all it takes, let me just tell you, all it takes is just some new plant-based protein sources, such as soy. Substituting soy for meat as a source of protein for humans may reduce the impact of meat production on the world's climate. Soy and other legumes are wonderful sources of protein, and they can meet complete amino acid requirements for the human body. Not only that, but soy contains twice the amount of protein than raw cuts of meat, such as beef, chicken, and pork. And apparently it contains 10 times the amount of protein than whole milk. So this is just a simple way that you guys can go about living your life. Is just simply changing one of your days of, meat consumption. Maybe, just lay off the beef, the chicken, the pork, just one day, and just change it to some soy. And you're reducing your carbon footprint already. How incredible is that? All you have to do is just change a little bit of your diet. It doesn't take very much. And you can do it. I believe in you. I trust you. I know you can get it done. All right? I have faith. Okay? The planet has faith in you because you know what? We're here for a reason. And the reason is for us to exist and coexist with everything else on this world. All right? We're not here to kill at everything. We belong here, and so does everything else here. And they should continue to be that way. They should continue to exist. Every species, every living thing on this planet. Only you can do that by simply just transitioning to soy. That's all it takes. And another thing that you can do is that the ecological footprint of beef is also much higher than other meats. So what's interesting is that beef, the feedstock raised beef, typically needs 2 to 3 times more area per kilogram produced than chicken or pork. A much greater area per unit of beef production is required on tropical lands, up to 100 times greater than feedstock raised animals. Okay? So another alternative to this is that we can actually increase the proportion of chicken and pork while minimizing beef consumption will greatly benefit the ecosystem and biodiversity. Less land required to produce meat and produce a fraction of methane as well. Decreases in overall beef production may quickly decrease emissions and bring about relatively inexpensive meat source replacements. So another thing that you guys can do is simply do not purchase beef. Do not engage. Do not invest in the beef. All right, the beef is no good. Must eliminate that from your diet, or try to at least minimize it as much as possible, because you know what? That's making a huge impact. If you're not buying into that industry, it's going to reduce your carbon footprint by like a massive. Let me get you some statistics real quick. Gotcha. Just hold on. Almost there. Let me just get through this real quickly. Almost there. Yes. Sorry, apologies for that. But if you look at this graph right here, this diagram, it says the carbon equivalent footprint, okay, is, look, right here, this is the carbon footprint of beef. Look how high that is compared to everything else. That's higher than beef meadow systems, pork, poultry, and eggs, soy, all these things. Beef is the number one. Look at this. The carbon footprint is ridiculous. So those are just some ways that you guys can go about your lives. Change a little bit in your diet. Stop buying beef. And the planet may live another couple of years.